Hi, you guys. This is Lita here with Video Couch. And you guys, it has been been a while since we've done a video here on Video Couch. It's just so much has been going on. Boy, been back and forth to Houston, um, dealing with my husband. Um, a lot of you guys don't understand or don't know. It's not that you don't understand, you just didn't know that my husband has cancer. So we have to do a lot of back and forth to Houston. Since we live in Louisiana, it's closer to us. So we go back and forth to Houston. Um, so that's why I hadn't done a video in a while, because we're trying to get him situated. And getting him situated is very, that's priority. And making decisions that are going to affect our future. Okay? Um, That's one thing we've been doing. Another thing was my husband wanted to get him a new car. I called it his midlife crisis car. So, so wow, he's he's got his little speed buggy, little speed demon that he has now, and I'm hoping he loves it. That and just everyday worries and situations. I don't have anything particular to bring to you guys right at this moment because, as you can see, again, I am out of my element. Okay? Um, I'm out of my element, but I'm still comfortable. I can't be nothing more than um, comfortable in anywhere I go. And definitely dealing with life in general. Now, I can confess on something to you guys, and I really definitely want you guys to understand this. Please do not ever think that people like us, when I say like us, people who do videos, who try to give guidance and a lot of things in life, and please don't get it wrong that we don't go through our own personal wars. That's what I want to call it, wars. Um, And I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but I do suffer a little bit from depression. Um, Being a person who um, has been diagnosed with PTSD due to my military time. Let's put it to you like that. We'll get back into that further down the road when I talk about my military time, because I'm actually in the process of writing a book about what happened to me in the military. So we go through these bouts of depression. Okay, we really do. So what I want to do is I want to take time out to describe my depression to you, and you can tell me whether or not does it, let me know if it kind of fits some of your depression. Being a person like me, and I want to say it like this, and I'm getting very intimate with you guys, and you don't even realize how intimate I'm getting. Earlier today, on my way here, I was listening to a radio station, and they had a young man on there who does all this surveillance stuff, and he was telling us how open we are. We don't realize how open we truly are with all the information that we give out to other people when we're doing what we do. So we're putting a lot on the line when we do this. So I want to get intimate with you guys. I want to get intimate with you because it's a purpose behind it. This is not because I want you guys to be nosy or want you in my business. It's because it's setting up a position where you guys can understand what depression and mental health and how important it is, and that you have to understand medication is there to temper the situation. People say, well, just pray it away. It'll go away if you pray it away. That's not necessarily true. I'm just saying, I'm being honest with you. praying it away is not necessarily going to actually make it go away. Even though we want to think that, we put it in our mind, we fix it in our mind, that it's literally going to make it go away. Maybe to some people, they feel like it does. But if there's some underlying mental problems there, praying it away is not going to solve that. I'm sorry, not to say that I don't believe in prayer. I am just saying, when it comes to mental health and not getting the proper care for mental health and recognizing mental health, it's not going to be prayed away. With my PTSD and my depression, you find yourself going to a dark place. I find myself not wanting to deal with people. I find myself kind of closing in. I also suffer from a little agoraphobia. Agoraphobia. That's how you say it. Yeah. So I don't leave my house at times. I just don't leave my house for days at a time. I just don't. And it's not that I don't want to leave. I can't. It's like you're trapped inside something. I go to plan my day. And when I plan my day, one of the things that I do in my day is to say that I'm going to leave the house. Well, that doesn't necessarily happen. And it's not that I get sidetracked and it's on my agenda to leave my house, but I can't leave my house. And in that process of me trying to leave my house, excuse me, I got to take off my jacket. Prior to me planning to leave my house, I realized that I'm going through this emotion, and I start getting fearful of leaving my house. I don't think it's a fear of not being secure. It's just fear of having to deal with people and dealing with the outside. I'm in my home and I'm comforted. I have everything I need. I don't have to leave the house. But there are times when I do have to leave the house. And sometimes I force myself to leave because that's what I'm told by my help. Is to force yourself to leave, to interact with other people. And when my husband comes to me and says to me, I noticed you haven't left the house. What's going on? And he starts questioning me. He knows something's wrong. He knows that I'm at that point where I'm not leaving the house again. And when you're going through that, it's hard for anybody else to understand because they are not going through that. So telling your friends, and I have a very close friend that I tell everything to, and she understands, but she doesn't deal with it. So she can comfort me and be my support system, but that's all. There's nothing else she can do. And sometimes that's all it takes is for someone to be there that you can talk to. So I'll call her and I'll talk to her, and and I have a sister that I talk to, and what are you doing today? And we'll talk, and I'll tell her, I haven't left the house in 4 days. Why? And she'll know that I'm hitting that point where I'm going through. So medication, yeah, but it's not the cure. The cure is that sometimes you have to fight your battles yourself. You have to put action behind the things that bother you. You have to put action behind the things that you're trying to conquer. So lots of times people see me laughing and joking and playing, and on Facebook I make jokes and I talk politics and I say my opinion about things and how I look at things. Everybody doesn't have to look at it the same way I do, but I look at things differently to a certain extent. And sometimes I just like to make people think. But people never understand what goes on behind closed. Facebook is just Facebook. It's not, you can be anybody you want on Facebook, unless people know you personally. You can be anybody you want. And I try not to be no one but who I am. So when I'm going through, You won't know that because I'm going to be laughing and joking and playing around. But I'm telling you guys here on Video Couch that I do definitely suffer from depression and PTSD and agoraphobia. I'm telling you that because I want you guys to know that. That's how we can interact and help each other out. And because I'm under a doctor, I am under doctor care, been for a while, it helps out. Um, and it's very important that I understand that I have to keep communication open with my providers because sometimes I don't want to tell them. You know, I don't want my story to always, it's like you get tired of telling the same thing over and over and over again. That's how I feel sometimes because I've already told you how I feel. But I have to go and I have to tell them if there's something different happening. Do they have to up my medication or they have to decrease my medication? All of that plays a part in you having that open communication with your doctors. But the sad part is everybody doesn't have a doctor. Everybody doesn't have someone they can talk to. That's the scary part. Um, I'm fortunate because I am a disabled vet. I'm fortunate to have some of the help um, to get me through some of this. That I can pick up the phone and I can call and tell them certain things. I come in and I'm able to come in and talk. Now, on top of me dealing with me, you have life. And what life is throwing at you. Life can be throwing you, oh my God, it can be throwing you oranges, apples, tomatoes, whatever. And you're having to catch it dealing with your little drama that you got going on with yourself, you know. So you have to learn how to balance that. Is it easy to balance that? No. It's not easy at all to balance dealing with all of this. But if you have a good support system, you can. But like I said before, a lot of people don't have that. So what do they do? How do you handle the idea that you don't have anyone you can talk to? Well, I'll tell you this. I will tell you this here on Video Couch. If you have those issues and you don't have anyone to talk to, you can definitely contact me. I give you, every time we do this show, and every time we do a video, I always put at the bottom my email address. Please feel free to send me an email and maybe I can help you. I'm offering my help. And you're like, you're messed up already. I'm messed up, but guess what? I've been in my messed up and I know how to deal with it. And I don't mind being your support system if you need someone to talk to. Now, let me say this. I'm not getting paid for this. All I can do is suggest things to you. Because I know lots of times, and I really do wish, wherever you are, that you seek the correct help. All I can do is suggest and advise. You feel the need that it gets to the point where it's dangerously at its point, and you're thinking other things. I want to advise you to get to the nearest hospital or call. We have a suicide line that you can call, and I will put that number at the bottom of this page. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm back. I'm sorry I had to pause a little bit. I had to get out for a second. Got disrupted. Got there just a little bit. Okay. Now, like I was saying earlier, if you want to contact me, you can go to, CELETABMCCALL at gmail.com and leave me a message. Or just basically, you can catch me on Instagram. I am on Instagram, which I don't use that much, but if you go out there and send me a message, I can get it. Or you can also catch me on Twitter. If you have a question, you want to privately talk to me, hit me up on my Gmail account, which is CELETABMCCALL@gmail.com. I can't answer every question for you, but I can be an ear to listen to. I mean, if you want to, bear some things on me, I'll try my best to help you through it. And I say this because I do this to other people. I'm not saying I'm no expert at it, but when people ask me questions, I'm able to answer them to what my best of my knowledge. But if it gets so serious, I really advise you to get medical help. I literally advise you to get medical help. And like I said, with a lot of these state-run facilities and agencies, as you can see, not only our governors, um, presidents, congressmen, everyone has done all they can in some areas to take all that away from us. I don't understand why, but they have. That's politics, and it's hurting us. Um, it's hurting us to the point where we don't have anywhere to go, and most of the time we find ourselves spiraling out of control and doing things to soothe those issues that we're dealing with on the inside. That's like drinking, that's like smoking, not only just smoking cigarettes, smoking crack. I'm not even going to put marijuana in there because marijuana is more of a healthy thing. It's not something that's a bad thing. Um, so I'm not going to say that. I'm saying crack, cocaine, doing cocaine. I see heroin is a big issue now. Meth, all these things we're not doing them to enjoy them. We're doing them to mask the pain because we don't have that outlet and we don't have anybody to talk to. Well, I am offering you guys um, here on Video Couch that opportunity to contact me, and maybe we can talk, and maybe I can lead you to someone who can help you. If you're a veteran, you can also, if you're very much so military, you can get help at your local VA. Um, uh, even if you're not, service connected, you can still get help at your local VA. Somebody should be able to um, lead you to the right person. Um, and that's very important. If you have a primary care doctor and you have um, the Affordable Care Act, I'm quite sure there should be some way um, you can your primary care can connect you or refer you, to a right and proper person to help you with that. I am so saddened that there's so many of us who are not getting the proper help um, with our mental problems. I really am. I wish I was a psychiatrist or a psychologist that I could help um, people and be there. But all I can do is be a comforter. And that's what I like doing. I love helping people in that way of encouraging and motivating and letting them understand that they're not alone. And sometimes people just need to hear, you're not the only one who's going through something. There's somebody else out there. And you know what I learned with one of the programs that I went through, and I really thank the VA for this program that I was able to go through, that I was not the only one going through what I was going through. And not only that, mine wasn't as worse as mine was like minor. I'm not just minimizing my situation, but when I sat and listened to other young ladies talk about their situation, I was like, oh my God, man. And I'm crying about the little things that I'm going through. These women have been through hell, you know. And my problem no longer became a major thing. And I left that program helping them and not even thinking that, look what you did. You helped them. I thought I would need the help, but I wound up helping them. And people looking to me for some type of guidance. It mind boggled me. It really did, because I didn't see myself. I saw myself like they saw themselves. And just being around other people who are like you, in a sense, are going through the same things you're going through, it does take you and make you think of things differently. It gives you a whole different perspective and a respect that these people came forward with all of this baggage and all these bad things that have happened to them, and how they dealt with it on a daily basis. Man, to me, it was mind-boggling and refreshing at the same time. And I needed that. And I said, man, I'm so glad I went through this program. It was a great program. But it's not privy to everyone if you don't have a primary care provider or a psychologist or psychiatrist, because you only can get referred through this program through your primary care and your providers. So I was able to go through that program, and I'm so glad I did. And like I said, it doesn't cure everything, because I wouldn't be sitting here telling you guys about all that I'm still dealing with if it cured everything. It just gave me an avenue to look at my problems and deal with my anger issues, or dealing with it. It gave me a way to deal with those things. And I think as a matter of fact, we went over some of the forms that came along with me going through the program. Actually, I have already got forms set up, and I definitely offered them to you guys if you wanted a copy of one of the forms that will help you dealing with arguments, dealing with how we handle situations that come about, our fear, overcoming all that. We discussed it at the very first several of the first video couches we had. So the episodes. So we've already talked about some of the things that I learned while I was in the program, you guys. And I'm so glad that I went through it. I'm so glad that I was able to share it with others. So you guys, like I said, if you're interested in any of the forms, you can go back and listen to my first few videos. You can go to YouTube, because when I finish here, I'll be on YouTube. And you can also go to vloud.tv. Let me say that again. V as in Victor, loud.tv. And that's where my other videos are that you can watch from, I think this is episode 16 right here. So all my previous videos will tell you about the forms, and we're discussing those forms in there if you're new to this video couch. So you can go back and look at those videos, and you can see where the forms are and what the forms are. And you can always get a copy of the forms. All you got to do, like I said, give me your email, and we can definitely drop you some. And maybe we can do it here on YouTube and on vcloud.tv. We can do it on there, you guys. So that if you want to do that, we can fill out one in front of, or we can find another way. I can do a live video with you guys. Even though we're pre-recording these right now, we can do a live video and interact and do one of the chain links, because they're called chain link forms, and take a problem and break the problem down, and then come to the conclusion that you want to come to, or the conclusion that you need to come to for yourself. So we have all these things available, we just don't use them. So like I said, Video Couch is here to motivate and inspire you. And that's our job, is to make sure that we lead you on the path to the destination that you want to get to. And it doesn't matter what it is. If you have any questions or comments for me, please feel free to contact me. I am here for that. Like I said, I'll have all my information at the bottom of the screen, in the description box, when we finish with the video. Now, we got about 6 more minutes left. I like my 30-minute sessions with you guys. Now, in these 6 minutes, I want to get back to what I first started talking about, and that's dealing with my depression, and I'm saying my because I want you guys to understand. I can't talk about your depression because I don't know your depression, but I can tell you about my depression. Um, I get to these dark places, and I'm being honest. I get to these dark places, and I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to deal with people. I don't want to deal with things. I don't want to deal with anything. And I get sad, and I don't eat. These are the things that happen when I'm going through my depression, not no one else's, but my depression. And even though I've taken my medication, it has a lot to do with what's going on in your world. When your world is unbalanced, this is when you're opening the gate for depression. So what we have to do is, and it's another thing I want to talk about. I don't know if I've talked about it. We're going to talk about meditation, learning how to meditate and how to calm yourself. We're going to get into that later on, a couple of more episodes that's coming up, because I think that has a lot to do with us starting from the ground floor, grabbing up that problem and putting solutions in place so that when it happens again, you're able to deal with it. So we're going to be bringing meditation back. With some of my shows I used to do, my radio show, I used to do meditations prior to us actually doing the show. And I'm going to get back to that because it really does help out. Prayer and meditation. So I want to get you guys prepared to be able to open up and identify that problem and then deal with that problem. Because sometimes we do have issues with that. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, I want to say thank you guys for listening in and viewing my video couch. And this is I think this is episode 16, either 16 or 17. I can't remember which episode I left off on. I think it's 16. If it's not, I will correct it down in the description box once I upload this video. So, you guys, I want to say you guys have a great night. Enjoy yourself. Be careful. Be safe. And you guys, please feel free to contact me if you're having any issues. Any issues that I can comfort you with. I can't give you any medical information, or medical answers, but I can talk on the level of being able to encourage you to keep striving, keep moving forward, keep doing what you have to do. I can do that. That's all I can do right now. I don't have authority to do anything else. All right. So, you guys, I want to say thank you for listening in to Video Couch with me, Seleta. You guys have a great night. Bye-bye.